Hey everyone, and welcome to week number 6 of the Smite World Championship qualifiers. We're halfway there to the very end, to the regionals, and there's a lot of competition left to go. As it is that a halfway point, I think a lot of teams are hungry to get in their spot.
That's right. We are in week 6 now with Dignitas still remaining on top by almost 100 points. They're 80 points ahead of second place Cognitive Gaming, who you know this week are going to be coming out for blood.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they had a big run in the beginning, then Cognitive Gaming kind of took it away from Dignitas, and then all of a sudden it started rolling back. So Dignitas, after going to China, I'm sure, coming back hopefully well rested and feeling the blood flow going and getting ready to come out strong this week. We'll go up against Cognitive Gaming, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. We have a lot of things to talk about as far as the start of this tournament goes. Number one, Janus is available.
That's right. A character that has been buffed recently in the patch, and I think a lot of mid players are really starting to get control over the character. The new ultimate is extremely easy to hit now, especially in close ranges. Great for rotations, can be used like an Apollo ult or a raw ult, and it can do a lot of damage, turn team fights very quickly. And then, of course, I think everyone's starting to realize the power of both Kumbhakarna and Hercules, two characters that I think are going to see a lot of ban time this week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Hercules has just been a strong driving force in
Driving
literally
strike?
driving strike in all three of his roles. I mean, jungle very powerful, solo very powerful, but I think one of the sleepers that kind of slowly built up speed is the fact that he's very good at support.
Yeah.
He's very durable. You can't take away any of his HP. Popping mitigate wounds means if you try to trade and his hunter's right behind him, you're going to have a bad time. Not only that, but a good initiation. The big burst from the ultimate allows him to control the space very easily. And some, duo lane combos are having trouble dealing with Hercules and really any hunter that he's paired with.
Well, that's the power. I mean, Driving Strike does a huge amount of damage on top of stunning you. He has the pull, which means he controls a ton of space in front of him. Mitigate Wounds allows him to dive towers probably better than any other character in the game. I mean, he is at some points basically invincible, and if he at any point gets ahead in the support role, he's unkillable.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, so incredibly durable, and not only that, but he has good control. And I think with the fast animation driving strike, you also have to worry about where he is. If he gets behind you, he can push you forward, he can push you into a wall, and it happens so quickly that he is now, and it's a little bit humorous in the way that he got interrupted so many times before, but now he is capable of interrupting everyone else because his driving strike's so fast.
So to start the day off, we're going to be checking in with a Mighty Storm and Team Vengeance. Now, a Mighty Storm is one of the teams in North America that I think doesn't get highlighted enough. They're five extremely talented players that have been kind of in a rough spot. I mean, due to, they're always fighting COG or Snipe or Dignitas in the first 3 rounds. This week, if they do manage through their first round, they will fight COG again. But, they're not super deterred. I mean, I've been talking to them this morning, and they're saying, we're coming in, we're going to do our best. It sucks because we feel, they're saying that we feel like we're one of the strongest teams. We could be 6th right now in North America, but we're constantly seated low because we're going out too early. They're talking about we need to get an upset. We need to put ourselves in the top 8 immediately and push on right past the qualifiers into the regionals.
I mean, the history has shown that these top teams are not invincible. TSM getting knocked out of round of 8 2 weeks ago in the week 5. The Smite World Championship qualifier shows that really any team can be knocked out. We've seen Worth beat out C9, beat out TSM. We've seen I5 do incredibly well as well. In NA, a lot of big upsets. The game changers have been performing incredibly well. And I think we have a lot of teams to talk about. And all it takes is that one good game to push you forward and knock that big team out of the running. And also give you a chance to climb the seeding charts. If the top teams don't make it at first or second place, their seeding points go very, very slowly as you progress much quicker. So first bans here are going to be Scylla, Chalk, Osiris, and Aphrodite off the board. Hercules first picked by Mighty Storm, but that leaves a lot of things available, including Poseidon.
That's true. Poseidon's still available, but the Hercules pickup to me, I mean, I think Herc right now is the bar none. It's him in Scylla. I think he's actually ahead of Hunbots right now. But Hunbots has the innate ability to completely turn a team fight in an instant. I mean, he just blinks in and suddenly everyone's running away. That could be big. So Hunbots, nice pick.
Poseidon and Hunbots, I expected that kind of throw through. You're exactly right. Hercules and Hunbots kind of on the same level, and for different reasons, they go ahead of each other depending on what you're trying to build there. But with Hercules gone, Hunbots has to be picked up there. So Poseidon and Hunbots locked in for Team Vengeance. That means they have the opportunity to go for support for Hunter here. Apollo, a big pick. Neith actually coming into favor as well with her ability to control space. We know that as far as support goes, if you're not running Hercules that way, and we'll see what Mighty Storm wants to do. There's the Apollo pick, and of course Geb, and I think Kumbhakarna as well, very, very highly valued. And I think the fact that Kumbhakarna has so many, I'm surprised he took so long for him to be picked up, because when he was released, he has so many CCs. His sleep lasts for an eternity +1, and then his ultimate is so great for combos.
Well, I mean, I think that was the big issue, and I think it still remains a big issue, is that people are finally learning how to use Epic Uppercut properly. But one of the reasons I think he's still very strong, and maybe a little bit stronger than a lot of people should really consider him, is the fact that people still don't know how to fight Epic Uppercut. How many times in the past week, Drybear, have you seen even top players stand in the Epic Uppercut as it's coming down? I mean, I've seen a lot of damage go through, a lot of interrupts. It's obnoxious.
Well, that, and always wondering, is he going to dash forward because he has two dashes, right? The only
That's
difference is he going, SS or not? That glowing gold. If he has that, then you know that he's using Epic Uppercut. But also, you see blink Kumakarns at the same time. They'll blink and just point blank the ult, and there's nothing you can really do about it. And the combo space is there. So first pick stage is done. Geb banned out after the Kumakarn pickup. I love this progression.
Yeah, this is good. I mean, this again, I go back to the Hercules pick, which I think is super strong right now. Where do you think they're going to put him?
It depends on their next pick. Obviously, Kumakarn and anyone is a tough deal to swing, but Apollo and Hercules is definitely a very strong combo there. And I think the other fact is that once you get Apollo going, he's self-sufficient. He doesn't really need any help in the lane. His clear is effective. If you have 3 people gank him, he's just going to serenade an ult, or he's going to dash away, dash through you, knock you up, and slow you. I mean, Apollo is so safe. So if you give that zone control to him, and Hercules is allowed to roam, all of a sudden everything else gets affected here. They may put him in support, but they also could put him in jungle. Very, very strong. We haven't seen him in solo that much, though.
Generally speaking, the healers are doing a little bit better right now. But I mean, you could put him anywhere and he does well. But the jungle ganks are so intense. I mean, coming from behind and getting hit by driving strike into a mage or into a solo, I mean, that is so insanely powerful. So I mean, that's one of the great pickups here, is that he's also ambiguous. It doesn't allow you to be counterpicked.
Yeah, obviously, and that's the biggest thing here. And now it looks like they might not be going to support, and probably a big fan of yours here, Sobek being hovered on. And then Mercury, who's been making his way back into the competitive scene, very strong in the last 4 weeks or so, especially in top link league. He's just very powerful. And then Thor swapped out. Both great choices here. I think Thor's a little bit more effective in the way that Merc is going to have trouble with Vamana, he's going to have trouble with Kumakarn, he's going to have trouble with the space control from Poseidon, Homebot's ultimate. I don't think Merc would be a good choice for them here. I love the fact they swapped to Thor, and I actually really like the fact they swapped to Athena as well. I'm favoring her over Sobek.
I love Athena, especially lately. Defender of Olympus is just so great. I mean, giving yourself global presence is super strong. On top of the fact that I think people are underestimating how useful reach can be in lane at early levels, especially when you couple it with shield wall.
Oh my God, so very strong there. And I think, if there's any touch to Athena, people are complaining that she has some effects in her kit that could be boosted. She's going to be just off the wall and powerful. And I think that's really the biggest thing about Athena, is that people don't give her enough credit. So they think, okay, there's Athena, and all of a sudden she dashes forward, she gets a 3-man taunt, and your whole team's dead. Especially with combos from Agni, combos from Apollo. T-Snipe's a very, very strong Apollo player. One of his favorites, actually. He's very accurate with those shots. Across the way, you've got Ull being picked up here for Team Vengeance. Ull is a character that has fallen off recently because of his nerfs. He had 2 or 3 nerfs in a row, but he's still a very powerful character. And I think, one of the things you have to fear about Ull is if you're up against an Ull that can hit every single one of his abilities and use them quickly, terrifying.
The combo potential is insane. I mean, that's one of the reasons we saw the nerfs come out, is he was 0 to deathing even tanky characters. But that's going to do it for picks and bans. A Mighty Størm and Team Vengeance will be fighting off in the round of 32. Remember, guys, this is week 6 of the Smite World Championships qualifiers. As we keep fighting towards regionals, we're going to cut to a quick break before we get in with the next game, Drybear. We'll be right back.
That's right. All right, everyone, welcome back to the first matchup of today. The round of 32 is underway here with Team Vengeance and a Mighty Størm going head-to-head. Mighty Størm is getting ready to go through the jungle. They're looking hot and heavy to find some kills here. Oh, they're running through, getting set up. I think they're going to get spotted out already.
Yeah, actually, I don't know if Kumbhakarna recognized. I don't think they saw Kumbhakarna even go towards the left side. Neither team seems to recognize what's going on, because I don't think anyone on the red team right now would have pushed forward. But it looks like Uller's going to spot it out. They're going to start to move forward here, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to go for it.
They spotted him out previously, and I'm really surprised to see Mighty Størm actually run up the left side wall for the mid lane and not even look left. They weren't even paying attention to that blue buff area. Really. I think they were expecting Team Vengeance to do the standard route where you run straight to the mid camp, wait for it to spawn, and kill it without any deviation. But obviously, running over the blue buff first benefited Team Vengeance in a lot of powerful ways. And I think this is something that has been throughout the history of Smite. There hasn't really been a team that has perfected the early invasion.
So we're going to see Stormproof move up towards the left side. He might be about a second late or so. Right side, we're seeing a normal start coming out from a Mighty Storm. 2 people, of course, at the blue camp. It looks like we are going to see Hercules solo. This has a lot of potential here, but it should be noted that if he can get ahead, he's going to dominate. If he can't get ahead, this is going to be just plain trouble.
At the same time, he does have Thor in the jungles. That's going to benefit him a lot of ways. Obviously, that wall makes a big difference. Now, in the solo lane, you're obviously going to have... actually, what? Is that a Vamana with a Watcher's Gift? What year is it?
No year. That was never a thing.
I don't understand. So, Crazy Curse, obviously, a big benefit, especially against Hercules, keeping him in place, and a melee is going to be a benefit, but Watcher's Gift, he's not splitting with anybody. I guess the jungler, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, right there, he's even trying to go for the last hits. I'm not sure if this was a misclick or if this is intended.
He'll get gold from it.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's going to get extra 1 gold per 5. I mean, if he's going to play the long game, I guess it could be beneficial, but this is definitely throwing me off a little bit.
Left side Vicious coming out here, double taunt. There's a dash from Paul looking for some damage on Kumbhakar, and the damage is actually going very real. Now keep in mind, he does have a passive that will prevent him from going down for long as the shield wall's on the ground. They're not even going for Ul. I don't know why you would prioritize the character that doesn't have to die twice.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. They should have turned immediately onto Uller. I think the HP bar kind of blindsided them there. Mid lane, we're getting pressure. Milner's attunement does not get the double proc. Madge just barely losing the first blood. He teleported about 3 frames too soon, and luckily Poseidon's going to get a chance to go back.
So that it was just a little bit. That's a tough combo to swing if you're new to Thor, or even if you're moderately new to Thor, making sure you hit the second it comes back. Now granted, Milner's attunement with that animation increased speed, it's very easy to kind of hit that combo on a consistent basis, but even then, the travel time and the distance is really hard. You want to try and hit it at the apex. More often than not, it gets less time for the people to go for it, but left side, Thor's going deep.
Yeah, Thor's in a lot of trouble. Blink there, he's going to get the mesmerize to stop the teleport. Great. You know, you see the first blood right there, not go to the Kumbhakarna, but he earned that for the team. We're going to give a shout-out to Raise Your Kumbas as the 3-man stun comes out on steroids, doing some work here. QE3Q taking some damage as well as Stormproof moves over.
Very smart. Double taunt there. You know, it takes a lot of practice and discipline to back off a kill like that, knowing that you're not at a good space and you don't have backup there. So Humbots, he does the damage and he gets out early. Good discipline. They could have put him in a very tough spot, but he's able to escape for the time being. Left side is actually going under a lot of pressure. Apollo and the Athena doing very well together. And I think with the fact that they were part of that kill on Thor makes a big difference for them in the left lane.
So I'm going to talk a little bit about this Watcher's Gift again. Now, we're going to see Eric picking up maybe for that extra gold. He's at 2340, though. He hasn't been able to get last hits. He has very little damage comparatively to Hercules, who is currently top farm in the game, even though he wasn't a part of any of those kills, strictly because he's getting every single last hit, whereas Baby has not been able to hit pretty much anything. He's losing a ton of tower to gold.
Well, here's the difference, right? He doesn't have Death's Toll, so no regeneration there. He doesn't have extra damage, or he does have HP, not extra damage. But at the same time, Hercules has Hog 2, which is a very short cooldown comparatively to Hog 1. So Vamana has less damage, less sustain, and also doesn't have the push power of Hog 2. He's not going to control this lane.
Speaking of pushing, on steroids is about to find himself in a lot of trouble. Driving strike for the stun. Look at the discipline. Doesn't even need to throw the boulder as Madge goes into the mid lane. Kumbhakarna blinks out of danger.
That was a very big misstep by Mighty Storm. Kumbhakarna has the tier 1 blink. All they had to do was hit him once to put him in combat, so he could not blink away. And credit goes to Kumbhakarna for being able to blink away from that in time. It's always that small window of opportunity to say, hey, I haven't been put in combat yet, let's blink right away. And he was space controlled there, and a good job by zoning him, but you got to press tab and see what they have in the inventory and try to put him in combat.
So right off the bat, a Mighty Storm does have a fairly decent lead, not only in gold at around 750, but we're seeing a 2600 experience difference as well. And a lot of that is attributed right now to Madge. And even though he has a death, he is top farm on the team thanks to his 1 kill and, of course, 1 assist.
Yeah, exactly right. I mean, he ended up going down early, but still has that control, and any kind of gold gain to Thor early is going to just skyrocket forward. Stun melee looking for Poseidon. Here's the damage coming out. The flame with the taunt is there. Needs a little more damage, though. No bombs left. Athena's got no ultimate, and they just didn't have the damage.
You're going to see on steroids rotate over, throw some shots into Stormproof, but not enough to really deter him. He'll be able to back off for free there as you see Hunbots jumping into the mid lane safely. At the 4-minute mark, you're going to start seeing respawns of the buffs around the map. Madge on the bottom picking up the red buff top side. We're going to see Meta it looks, yeah, he does pick up the blue buff right side. Looks like Baby's going to be going for the blue buff as well, as the bottom side blue buff is going to be picked up by Mackie. Overall, everyone seems to have control over their jungle. Not too many invasions, but we are seeing a push onto Uller in the left lane.
Yeah, he's backing off here. Smart play. They're not wasting any time getting out of dodge. Kumbakarn's on his way over, but just did not want to waste that opportunity, especially given the fact that he ended up dying early. But he is going to be the most farmed on his team right now. Devour's Gauntlet is completed. He's going to start stacking that up across the way. Apollo does have his done as well, in addition to Death's Toll. So we'll see how this progression goes. Thor's ulting the mid lane, though.
Yeah, they're going to be trying to look for something here. It does let Anvil of Dawn so much damage. Did you see the combo? The Athena got Defender of Olympus off at the same time. It's something they've been practicing, and the destruction was real.
Was there a Poseidon in the mid lane? I could have swore there was. I just didn't see him leave.
We're going to be asking the same question. Was there a Gold Fury at 5 minutes and 50 seconds? Already dead.
There goes the Gold Fury. Good swing for them. Already up to 2,700 gold in the lead here for a Mighty Størm. Great start. Right side, Vamana getting the better of Hercules here. But remember, the mid-game wounds are not going to proc here. Now the damage is coming out. He's going to clear the path, and good usage there, knocking him up in the air before he got through. But might come back into the action. We just have a fight going on the left side. Avoiding the thrown axe is Apollo, going to clear out the wave himself. Devour's Gauntlet will keep them alive.
So, right side,
rock.
Baby just got destroyed. You know, it's funny because you said it looked like Vamana was getting the best if you look at just the health bars. But going into that, Hercules was already at two-thirds health. He did half of Baby's health by the time Baby was able to hit him even one time. We're getting another big shot here. Madge is in a lot of trouble here. Taking a lot. Oh, he teleports out before Monkey's going to jump over and probably find the kill, but on steroids could be in some trouble here. Taking a lot of damage. He will trade the 1-for-1, and now poor Kumbakarna is going to find himself trying to fight 3.
Epic uppercut landing on the ground, taunt coming out there, good damage. The passive is down, they need to take him out here. Stun from Ull, Poseidon in the area. The sleep buys enough time, but Kumbakarn will go down. Ull jumping out with Glory Bound, but Hercules is here. Poseidon trying to get away, nowhere to go. The damage, they want Ull. Glory Bound is on cooldown. He needs a thrown axe, he's gonna get it there on Athena. Need a taunt to come out here. Vamana is in the way, good creeping curse, and then Colossal Fury comes out.
I don't like the baby chase here into Stormproof. They're going to bait the Uller. He's taking a lot of damage, but Preemptive Strike will be up in just a second. He needs the full combo, but Mackie finds the Earthbreaker and saves the Athena again. No turn, but still 7-2. A Mighty Størm is 3,300 gold in the lead.
I'm loving this Hercules play right by Madge right now, and he's doing it perfectly. And this is how you play the solo lane, right? Is you want to be in the fight when you can, and when the other solo lane rotates, but never give the opportunity for the tower to go down. He's taking his time very, very carefully and making sure that he has the golden farm he needs. He's actually second most farm on his team. T-Snipes on Apollo at the top, and with 3-0 and 1, you can't argue with that.
So we're looking at Eric here, and he's gone into Watcher's Gift and Combat Boons. So at 8 minutes, as a solo laner, he has literally 10 damage and no defense aside from 100 health. You go across the way to Hercules, he's sitting on full Warrior Tabby on top of a Death Toll. And you can see, like, Driving Strike just did as much damage as Eric was able to put out in 3 hits.
Earthbreaker almost landing there on Eric, forcing him back to the tower, and the damage is absolutely real. You're right on that point, and Hercules is only going to get stronger here. But speaking of damage, I want to talk a little bit about Agni, who has had trouble finishing targets up until now, but he has finished his Shoes of the Magi for penetration, and once that Bancroft's Talon is done, the damage goes through the roof. Bancroft's potential of up to 100 damage.
Anvil of Dawn is up. Anvil of Dawn is down. 1 kill already. 2 kills already. Match finds the double as they're going to turn their sights to on steroids. He will be able to jump out as Mjolnir's a 2-minute Tectonic Rift are already down, but 2 more kills added to the scoreboard. A Mighty Størm at this point in the mid-game is just completely unanswered.
Now, if they plan their fights right and their positions and angles, it's really easy to just take people by surprise, even if they have wards. I mean, obviously you have the Athena ultimate and the Thor ultimate all at once, and if you time it properly, that's a very difficult combo to avoid, and obviously Poseidon's having a lot of trouble dealing with that.
Drybear, did you just see my mistake there? I said that this was the mid-game because it's 9 kills deep and there's a Gold Fury missing. We're still in laning phase.
9 minutes in.
That is incredible. I mean, there isn't usually such domination coming out at this stage in the game, especially with 2 teams who are at least barely even. We've seen a lot come out from Resist over the past couple weeks, and you can see that a Mighty Størm has really risen to the challenge here. It looks like they are a much different team than they were 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Look looking for a taunt in the mid lane, not going to find it. The word comes out here. Kumakarn's on his way over to the mid area, making sure they protect that for the time being. The damage is going to keep getting higher and higher. They actually have a really great mid and late game stage here, Mighty Størm. One thing I want to mention, given the fact that, Boss is in trouble here, right side. There's a taunt into the shield wall. Hercules is here. Driving Strike not coming out just yet. Athena ultimate on the ground. There's the rocket, bounces and gets the kill! Forcing away, the Driving Strike gets a double kill for Hercules!
Hercules is fair and balanced. The double tap
I don't know how to
from the
react
boulder.
to
And then it bounces off the wall and hits the baby in the back, and then he turns around and driving strikes him for another quarter of his health. Just eradicating the two top damage dealers, right? Or the people who really should be the two top damage
left
dealers
side,
at this
the
point.
reach, the taunt, the hit, too!
Oh my
Double reach from Athena getting the kill. Smart usage of Kit there, taking out Ull on the left side. They traded blows, Ull versus Apollo. Apollo got the better end of it. And we see Poseidon push back to the tower, but Gold Fury is back up in a very short amount of time, and a Mighty Størm wants it.
You know, we were just talking in the pregame about how people weren't utilizing reach enough, and right there, Stormproof showed exactly why it's powerful, getting two big swings off. And you take a look at his damage right now; he is at 3,200 damage. He is actually slightly ahead of the top damage dealer Eric over on the red team.
Goldfury started up here, a little bust in the area, but gets Earthbreakered away, forced to jump out. The damage real, the bomb will get the kill here. Now looking for mana as he comes in on the fight, but what can he do? Kumakarn is going in, Epic Uppercut is available. There goes the hit. Poseidon is nowhere nearby, cannot join in on the reindeer games here. Thor going up in the air, Kumakar's on the ground, looking for the dunk. Will he get it? They're all grouping up in the light. Great taunt, the dunk comes down, gonna hit two of them and forcing them out.
Yeah, Kraken could be big though. Match finally finds himself the victim as Meta is trying to get away. Path of Flames damage is going to be good, and one shot from T-Snipes will burn him down. Now in the mid lane, we're seeing Mackie for the first time on a major amount of defense as Stormproof is forced back as well. You're going to see T-Snipes try to get some damage. Apollo is still full health. Boulder comes through. Boulder is huge. Eric goes down as well. 17-3.
Amazing play by Hercules there, waiting for the taunt to come through. The second that taunt came out, and it's the worst feeling in the world, right? To be taunted when that many people are around you. Humbot's coming in here trying to clean up the fight. Sacred Monkey, there goes the flame wave. The Serenade comes out. One more shot will do it. T-Snipes gets the kill on steroids, forcing him out of the fight. The fight wasn't over, apparently, till Humbots went back in after the fact. But, you know, honestly, that Hercules play really showcases what that character is capable of. The the Earthbreaker right into the ultimate dropped about 500-600 HP off of Poseidon, and then one shot from T-Snipes, and that's all she wrote.
You see the player damage coming out right now. T-Snipes is at 7K. Mackie is at 7,700 on Herc. And then we're seeing QE sitting at over 6,600 himself on Agni. And there really hasn't even been that many team fights across the way. Really only Eric is in contention here at 5,200. And even then, he's so far behind this match. And QE find another kill onto a Kumbhakarna who is looking for mid camps.
Oh, here comes Thor in the mid lane, grouping up with Audi, looking for this tower possibly. And I think I really enjoyed the fact that teams are kind of understanding that mid towers, or tier 1 towers in fact, they're not worth that much. I mean, 500 gold is not a lot to swing the game, and so you see a lot of people looking for jungle camps, looking for map control, looking for ganks, and forcing people out of the lane instead of just hard pushing the towers. They take them when they can get them, but I'm loving how aggressive they're being as Thor goes up.
Yeah, we're also seeing a major push here from QE. He's going to find the stun. Again, we're going to see Anvil of Dawn miss, but it's not even necessary. Once again, HR Molson will be picked off in the mid lane. Hercules just doesn't, Poseidon just doesn't seem to have that answer. He went too early into Polynomicon. At this point, I mean, he doesn't really have enough damage to warrant it, and with the full beads and no types of defense, this is trouble.
Thor from behind, looking for the damage. That's all they needed. There it goes. Screw the meta on Ull, right side, jumping on top of Mana, Humba's trying to jump away, can't get the distance, but Mana's running away towards his tower, but Hercules doesn't seem to care a whole lot as they're grouping up. Left side tower is already down. It's more gold in the coffers for a Mighty Størm. Their gold pile is growing and growing. Smog might be coming around soon.
You know, one of my big predictions here is that Screw the Meta is going to change his next week too. I should have picked Apollo.
Or don't let Hercules get away. Taunt right side looking for Kumbhakarn. There's the stun. Path of Flames. Great sleep though. Epic uppercut to follow. Does he have the passive available is the question. Bomb coming down, not going to land. And Kumbhakarn is safe to live another day here as Poseidon rotates over. But again, I think one of the biggest problems with the lineup here for Team Vengeance is that Polynomicon. You hit on it. He has no damage to contribute. His ultimate doesn't do enough to force people away. And without that burst potential, Polynomicon early is just not going to cut it.
Dashing in, Poseidon again in trouble, beats 3. Not sure if they're available, but it doesn't even matter because the damage is just too high at this point for the red team to really do anything about it. A Mighty Størm has had complete control over pretty much everything as you're seeing objectives just disappear off this map. The tier 2 on the left side is gone. The tier 1 in the mid lane is gone as we just see Apollo rotate in. And now it looks like T-Snipes is going to make an attempt at either this tier 2 or maybe even a rotation.
Pool's in the area. I don't know if they want to fight this one, though. Looks like Athena's in the back lines waiting to follow this up here. Team fight may be breaking out shortly as they group up. Thor's looking for the hammer combo, going to do a lot of damage. Berserker Barrage forcing the jump, but he's in tower range now. Oh, popping the beads early, gets the hammer again. The purification beads simultaneously for the CC immunity and the reduction there, driving forward, forcing Kumbhakarna to the fight. The damage to the club is huge. Vamana going away here. Ooh, goes down. The taunt's not going to land, though. The tower is still doing damage. They're going deep. Hercules is uncontrolled right now and going for Kumbhakarna. The sleep comes out. Does he have an ultimate? Looks like he does not. They're losing under their tower.
Okay, I don't know if that was intentional, what just happened, but I want to give a shout out to one of the best used shells I've ever seen in my entire life. That was absolutely incredible. They find another kill, sure, but that shell was used right as Hercules' heal ended, but before Mitigate Wounds was back up, meaning he was still going to gain full damage potential. If that was actually intentional, Stormproof might have just used the best shield I've ever, or rather the best shell usage I've ever seen.
Gold Fury now just respawning. They got this timer on lockdown. They're grouping up very well. A Mighty Størm looking very professional and very strong today as they come out to play. Team Vengeance in trouble. The Fire Giant is available. It looks like they're grouping up to take it, but they just don't have the personnel to do it. Now, how offensive is it that there is a huge muscular man running around with one of the biggest clubs you've ever seen, and he kills you with his shoulder?
Oh man, his shoulder apparently does a lot of damage as well as we look at the board, and he's still, or rather he was top damage at 9,900, but we're seeing QE right now at 11,700. That's huge.
Huge swing there, and they're losing the mid camps right now. Their buffs are gone, a lot of their jungles. Now obviously there's a lot of things you can do when you are ahead and you're pushing up but can't push all the way in. You can take their jungle camps, you can push another tower, you try to take their objective, but obviously taking jungle camps is the big thing. Right side by himself is Vamana, looking for the Earthbreaker, not going to go for it, instead going for Humbaz, he's over the wall. Athena not zoning out yet, the damage is going to be enough. Can he jump? He can't! The taunt is enough!
Yeah, Mackie is going to find himself another kill as On Steroids goes down. Epic Uppercut will be used as they chase in the right lane. Both Vamana and Kumbhakarna are just basically having to run here. But look at T-Snipes in the air. He's going to find the first one. Yawn's going to be used, but not really to any avail. It should be noted that at 17 minutes into the game, they have controlled Kumbhakarna so well that he is still not even in double digits.
Backing up towards the Fire Giant, we do see on the left side, Uul is pushing in, stealing a back heartbeat camp. Looking for the follow-up here. The Fire Giant is going to be taken completely. Honestly, not looking for the tower. I guess he's just heading on home there. They're going to head out towards the Fire Giant, but the damage is done. The buff has been received by all 5 members of A Mighty Størm. And again, keep in mind the fact that they are ahead and they have the shell on Athena now completed there. This is going to be a big swing for them. They don't really have a whole lot going on. And given the fact that as well, Hercules went for Weakening Curse, so not even Vamana can go in with his ultimate.
So, right now, Red team is just on the ropes. I mean, they lost the Fire Giant. It's 18 minutes. They're down 3 Gold Furies, 15,000 gold. At this point, you would think it's GG. Now, they do have some damage potential. My only real issue about any chance of a comeback here is that Hercules is not killable anymore. I mean, you take a look at his build. I mean, he has Hide of the Urchin stacked up. On top of Mitigate Wounds, I just don't see how they're ever... Look, he knows it. He's running into 5 people by himself, and he's not even being touched.
Sun coming from Augie and hit. Kumbhakarna goes down. No path. Damage! Earthbreaker and one swing from the massive club will be enough to take out Poseidon. In addition, a 3-0 swing. Double kill for Hercules. The Titan pulls up its arms, trying to defend its base. Apollo dunks on top of it. They just do not care right now. Team Vengeance is on the back foot, pulled out of their base as well. The damage they get, Humbaz, driving strike into the well, and Hercules is still standing. This man is unkillable as the Titan falls.
Gods, Titans, fountains, nothing can stop the power of Hercules. 909. T-Snipes at 1107. We're going to see QE at 7013. Resist coming into this tournament as definitely a strong team. We're completely annihilated by what looked to be a very veteran A Mighty Størm. a team that has not been around for very long, but a team that has stuck together. They don't do roster changes. They don't complain. They just go into games together. They play as friends. They do their best. And right there you can see 33-4 with 66 assists on top of that. 15,600 damage coming out from Ogni. I mean, just an incredible showing from AMS.
Absolutely. I think I'm looking forward to seeing how they grow over time, especially going to the next one. So, after this, we're going to check in with how things are going. We just completed the round of 32. If you're just joining us going into the round of 16, Team Dignitas, first seed, has defeated 32nd seed Step 3 Profit. That's got to be such a hard entry point for them. Team Redtail will defeat Weapons of War in the round of 32. We see Return defeating TD with Bobby Flay there. Return will be moving on to the round of 16. Game Changers has defeated Owenism. We also do have Netflix Gaming defeating Soggy Waffles. Moving on, 5 Angry Men will be defeating Cryptic Gaming, completing there. Cognitive Gaming has moved on to the round as well. Torch is on into round of 16, and Critisaurus has completed their match on top of that.
I think going in, this was just a very, very strong first round for a Mighty Storm. Team Vengeance didn't really have...
For Mighty Storm or Hercules?
Oh, man, it's hard to say. It comes back, it boils down to that Watcher's gift pick. I mean, right in the beginning, he lost so much gold to the tower on a character that has usually amazing wave clear. A little suspect.
I'm going to give it a top 3 list here. Number 1, the Watcher's gift was a tough one. So that meant that Hercules could control the lane and also leave very quickly. Hercules, credit goes to him for picking up Hog 2 early on to push that wave very aggressively, recognizing the lack of push from Amona. The second thing I'm going to point at is going to be that Polynomicon rush from Poseidon.
Yeah.
They desperately needed his burst. He had no zone control. You see him ulting people in the center, knocking them up, but just didn't do any damage. And the third thing I'm going to point at here for Team Vengeance, and if you're listening, there's a lot of things to learn from here. Hoon bots ended that game with tier 1 Hand of the Gods, no purification beads, no Aegis Amulet, no nothing. So anytime he got stun chained, anytime he got taunted, anytime he got CC'd of any kind, there's nothing he could have done about it, and every single time he got caught, he usually died.
So, guys, that's going to do it for round 1. We're going to check in with round 2 in just a few minutes. We're going to cut to a quick break. Make sure to stick around. We'll be right back.